Hiya, you're right. I've never done an introduction video on any platform, so I thought I'd do it on YouTube. I started on TikTok about nearly 2 years ago now, and my username at the time was Yeeted Zombie. Don't know why. I created the account basically just to browse, and then I thought, I work in marketing. I wonder how difficult it is to make videos and grow a following on TikTok. Turns out it's quite hard, actually. So here I am now, nearly 2 years later. I've renamed from Yeeted Zombie to Dan Cashio. My name is Dan Cash, so I added the EO. I wanted the same name across everything, and there's a lot of Dan Cashes in the world, apparently. None as spectacular as me. No, joking. But yeah, I thought I'd just talk about how I actually got to where I am. I've got 227,000 followers on TikTok. I don't even know how many on Instagram and here, not a huge amount, but I only started these two channels recently. It was TikTok really where I started. And it was because we were coming out of lockdown and I'd spent the whole of the pandemic, like everyone else, watching TikTok. And I got to a point where I was like, do you know what? I work in marketing. Let's just give it a go. I wonder how it would be to make videos that are just for me. Do you know what I mean? Have a bit of fun, because everything I do on social media is either personal life updates or for work. So I was like, let's just have some fun. So I did. So the first few videos I did were Harry Potter themed. I started off as a bit of a Harry Potter creator, I suppose. And I did little skits, but the first video of mine to go viral, it was my fourth or fifth video. It's currently on 5.5 million views, I think. And I re-recorded the sea shanty that went really big at the time. You know, there once was a ship that came to sea and the name of the ship was Cup of Tea. I don't know. That. I thought, what would happen if Severus Snape, head of Slytherin, sang a sea shanty? I'll play the TikTok for you right now. Okay, enjoy.
There once was a girl who didn't love me. She married a man as smug as can be. They had a baby and they called him Harry. The child was a swine. Soon may the Dark Lord come and murder the boy, but not his mum. Oh no, he killed his mum. Now I must protect Harry.
Wow, yeah. I know what you're thinking, probably. What is that? Well, do you know what? At the time, I thought it was a masterpiece. It went viral. I'll stand by it. Top quality content is what you get from me. But yeah, so basically I stayed on that niche for a little while and I gained I think 25,000 followers really quickly from a few Snape impressions. I also did one if you change your mind, and then Lily Evans looking what? I'm the first in line. So I did a few of those and then did some Harry Potter content opinions and thoughts and skits. And then I made a video that kind of changed everything. The first video I made that really changed the game for me, because it introduced me to a whole audience and a whole community of people that I just love, still love, talk to them every day. And that is Directioners. Here's the first video I did.
I never realised before, but some One Direction songs are just absolutely filthy. They're so wrong. And I can't... How did I not realise before? There's the obvious one. Waking up beside you, I'm a loaded gun. Have a cold shower, mate. Louis, you need to cool off. But that's not even his worst lyric, because his worst is, and if he feels my traces in your hair, I'm sorry, love. No, I'm sorry, mate. Traces of what? I don't want to know. Don't tell me. And then there's Zayn. Don't let the pictures leave your phone. Pictures of what? What picture? No, I don't want to know. And go, what a mess I made upon your innocence. Liam, that just sounds all kinds of wrong. How can you not hear it? Best I ever had. Hips don't lie. Make you wanna what?
Yeah, dirty 1D lyrics, funny 1D lyrics. I basically became a little bit obsessed with looking back at their old lyrics and being like, wow, the innuendo was deep with the 1D lyrics, honestly. And I know Louis Tomlinson has this reputation for writing the dirtiest 1D lyrics, but honestly, Liam Payne's up there too, but Harry Styles wrote Happily, and Happily has the Traces line. If he feels my traces in your hair, I'm sorry, love, but I don't really care. Traces. Like, traces. Anyway, so that so that opened up a whole new world of content, and I started doing a series which was song lyrics that make no sense to me, part 2.
Lyrics that make no sense to me, part 17.
And I had so much fun doing that, and I just basically took the piss out of One Direction lyrics, but in a loving way. Like I was a huge One Direction fan from day one, pretty much, and I still am. Like, I lived in France when they first released What Makes You Beautiful, and I was, I don't know, 21, and I just love pop music. I love cheesy pop music. What Makes You Beautiful was like a cheesy pop anthem. Loved it straight away and thought, do you know what, boy bands, yeah, that can be my thing. And now I'm 31 and I've turned it into my whole personality, apparently. So love that for me. But yeah, so that were my kind of niches. I had like, and I think it's important on TikTok when you do want to grow, is to have niches, but don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in one. So I had Harry Potter and the Snape impressions that were still going. I had the One Direction and the dirty lyrics. Then you can like mix the niche a bit. Do you know what I mean? So then I did a video where I sorted the One Direction boys into their Hogwarts houses, which was controversial, but I stand by every single one. I'll play it for you now.
Let's sort the One Direction boys into their Hogwarts houses. Starting with the most obvious one, which is Niall Horan, who is obviously a Hufflepuff. He's trying to do like come to bed with me eyes, but what he's really saying is come to the greenhouses, let's check on the mandrakes. Liam Payne is going to join Niall Horan in Hufflepuff. He is loyal, he is compassionate. He gives me Cedric Diggory vibes. Like, if he was going to be in a Harry Potter film, he'd have to play Cedric Diggory. He's a Hufflepuff. No arguments. I've seen people say that Zayn Malik is a Slytherin, and here's why you're wrong. He's a Ravenclaw. He's creative, he is intelligent, intuitive, artistic. Like, he thinks outside the box. He is obviously a Ravenclaw. Gryffindor. Like, he's Gryffindor. Some of you are going to hate this more than Liam hates spoons, but I don't care. Harry Styles is a Slytherin, through and through. He is cunning, he's ambitious, natural-born leader, and he's even wearing a green feather boa. Like, look, that is a Slytherin. Might even say he's dangerous. Louis Tomlinson is a Gryffindor, okay? Like, tell me he doesn't give off Marauders, James Potter vibes. Like, you're just wrong. He's a Gryffindor.
Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments of that. Like, do you agree? Do you not agree? I stand by every single one. I don't think anyone belongs in one house in particular. I feel like there are house crossovers, but I stand by every word I said. And I kind of fumbled along, did some more content about those things, mixed it up a bit. I know I did some videos about like the Hunger Games, about other music, other musicians, because it's all kind of relevant, do you know what I mean? And then I did a video about Taylor Swift and admitting that I'd never listened to Taylor Swift before. Like, I'd heard the singles, obviously, most of the singles I'd heard. I mean, I went to uni in 2009, do you know what I mean? Like, those few years, she released some absolute bangers that were played on the student nights. But that was all I knew. And it was a whole discovery for me, and I documented all of it. This is the first video of that series that I made.
I have a confession to make. I've never listened to a full Taylor Swift album before. In fact, I only know the singles. I can tell you that my favourite single is Lover, and that's probably wrong. You're probably all going to be like, oh, what? Lover? But it's just my personal favourite. That's my opinion! I also have a soft spot for 22 just because it's a bop. I'm going to randomly select an album to listen to, and I'm going to give you my thoughts. I hope I've got them all there. I was just going to give my opinion at the end, to be honest, but I've just listened to it all too well. And you called me up again just to break me like a promise. She's a poet. I feel like she wrote that to cause genuine pain to people. Like, it's a bit sadistic. I don't think I've ever listened to an album before where 1 minute I'm crying, and then I'm dancing, and then I'm crying again. Like, am I having an emotional breakdown, or is it just Taylor Swift's lyrics? I'm just crawling out of all these rocks I've been living under. What was wrong with me?
I will just say, at the time of most of these videos, I had a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, whatever it was. It was awful. Android, never going back. Never going back. I've got an iPhone now, and oh god, the Android, the camera quality went down, the microphone stopped working properly. I had to like use either my headphones or hide the headphones here, so I had like a microphone. It was like, I don't know how I got any followers because I looked awful. Oh my God, it did no favours for me at all. So then, it's like, I had One Direction, I had Harry Potter, and I had Taylor Swift. And the other thing to remember with the One Direction stuff is, and the Harry Potter stuff, they have like subcategories. So I made videos about the Marauders from Harry Potter because I read All the Young Dudes and loved it. I read it 6 times in 6 months. It's 500,000 words long. It was a moment of my life that I don't think mentally was very healthy. But, you know, I survived by obsessing over the Marauders. And and then I did a video and I was like, I think the Marauders would be really posh. So like James and Sirius would be like, oh boy, that was a funny prank, it was a funny prank. And then Remus would be like, the commoner, like, all right, there, anyone got a pack of cigarettes I could borrow? And then Peter wouldn't say anything and would just be in the background going, rah, rah, rah. I'll be honest, I can't bother to find that one to put it on here, but I did them and they got like, it was fun. I enjoyed it. The important thing with TikTok and with any content that you make, you have to enjoy it. Like, you have to have a good time. If you're not having a good time, people won't. And I've done it. I've made videos that I think people want, and I've made videos that I'm like, oh, I should probably do something about this now, and I do it, and it's not very good. And if it does get views, people don't like the video because I've not done research. I've making stuff up on the spot. It's not fun. And I think that's the key. Like, you have to enjoy the content you make. And like, I talk about niches, and I think it's important to have a niche, whether it's like talking about a certain part of pop culture or pop culture in general, or whether it's the format of the video. And the same with One Direction, like, you have subcategories. So I talk about the individual boys, mainly Harry and Louis, because what can I say? But yeah, so I talk about Harry Styles and Louis Tomlinson a lot, One Direction a lot, and the other boys as well. I also made some videos about a One Direction reunion, and Ben Winston liked the tweet that when I tweeted the video out, he liked the tweet, and it was like a whole thing. But it's just fun, you know, I enjoyed that. One thing that was really important for me was to create like a positive, happy, safe space on social media. And I feel like I've achieved that. And I feel like I just wanted to spread positivity, really, and talk about things that I love, whatever they are, whatever judgments people might have about them, because I really don't care. Like, I think that's a really important lesson to learn. The earlier you can learn this, the better your life will be. But it doesn't matter what people think of you. It is none of your business. If you want to talk about stuff you love, even if in your real life, people are like, what a saddo, oh my God, like, damn, why do you like Harry Styles so much? My friends say that. I don't give a shit. All right, yeah. My friends might say that, but there are people on the internet, there are people in the world that share that opinion. Find them. Find people that have the same opinion as you about things and talk to them, because it helps. Be yourself, live your own life without judgment, basically, because these people aren't going to judge you because they think the same as you. Lovely. And yeah, I've done other videos, like I said, outside of my niche. Like, I did a whole series of, oh, so you think you're the saddest Disney movie? Or, oh, you think you're the catchiest song of 2022? Do you know what I mean? And try and break free sometimes of the things I always talk about, mainly for my own sanity, because I can't pigeonhole myself to that level, because I would get bored of making videos. I make videos about things that at that moment in time I want to talk about. And yeah, they got loads. My most viewed video is discussing the saddest Disney film ever made. Like, I'll show you it.
So you think you're the saddest Disney film? Yeah, obviously everyone thinks I'm the saddest. I mean, you're up there, but there's definitely a sadder Disney film. It's obviously me. Yeah, again, you're up there with the saddest, but there's definitely one that made me cry more. Well, it's got to be me. I made everyone sob. Yeah, I get why you think it would be you, but there's definitely a sadder Disney film. Yeah, not only was I sad, but nobody expected me to be sad, so it makes it even worse, right? Yeah, you're right, but there's no way you're the saddest. Oh, the 80s called and sent me the saddest Disney film. No, it's not you. It's clearly me. Don't even try and pretend it's not me. Oh, I actually forgot about you, which means it can't be you. Why are they even bothering? Hello, dead mum? It's clearly me. Oh dear, yeah, you'd think so, but there's a sadder film. Dead mum? How about dead dad? Yes, The Lion King. Hi, clearly Disney's saddest ever film. Okay, it's not you, alright? Look, here they come. The saddest Disney film. Dead mum? Dead dad? I raise you. Dead brother? I'm the saddest film.
I think that's got 7.4 million views. It's like my first video ever to hit 1 million likes and 1.2 million likes. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy, and it's nothing to do with my like core niches. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I've talked about films before. Yeah, I've talked about pop culture, but that was a whole different genre of video for me, really. And it just goes to show, you know, no matter what content you do, if it is relevant enough to your audience, they will engage with it at the beginning. So TikTok's like, yeah, this is good. And then if it's really good content, if it's really, people can engage with it, if it poses a question, if people want to argue in the comments because they disagree, or they want to like show their agreement, which is what those videos do, then you will get the engagement and traction, and they will keep growing, getting views, and they'll be relevant forever. Like, that video will always be relevant. I could probably repost it in 6 months' time and still get a good number of views on it because it will still be relevant. And I think that's important as well, like the longevity of content. Be reactive, but also make things that are always going to be of note, of importance, or stick around. Do you know what I mean? It's always going to make sense. And then one thing lately that has been crazy for me on TikTok, but also on YouTube, was Grey's Anatomy. So I'd never watched Grey's Anatomy before. I watched the first few episodes, and maybe I watched the first season, I can't remember, but I did a video about it on TikTok and was like, I'll show you it.
I'm watching Grey's Anatomy for the first time, and if anything ever happens to George, or to Dr. Bailey, or to Christina, I will be so furious. I've only just finished season 1, but those 3 characters, I don't know what it is. I just love them all. I love all 3 of them. I find like the titular character, Meredith, a little bit annoying, a little bit irritating, but I can see that, you know, that there's a lot of character building that needs to happen there. Izzy is brilliant. I love her. Alex is a dick. I can't see any redemption ever happening for him, even though he's probably going to get one. I want him to like mess up a surgery and get kicked out of there because he's annoying. McDreamy, I love that they call him McDreamy. He also can just get in the bin. I think he's going to hurt Meredith. I think he's going to be like the villain. Do you know what I mean? Chief of Medicine, love him, can't remember his name. Dr. Burke, love him too. It's so impressive how there are so many characters and you get to know them all really quickly, like and really in depth as well. It's brilliant.
And yeah, that had 3 million views within like a day or something crazy. And since then I've documented like a lot of my viewing experience of Grey's Anatomy, to the point where like I can post a video about anything and people are like, can you watch Grey's Anatomy please? Why aren't you watching Grey's Anatomy? Watch it faster, Dan. I'm like, sorry, I've got busy life. Got things to do, I've got kids, you know, I've got a wife. I've had a really tough year as well. Like, last year was tough for me. Watching a hospital drama when you are spending a lot of time in hospital, not for myself, with other people, it's hard. It's hard, right? But yeah, I gained, I think, 50,000 followers within 2.5, 3 days when I first posted that video about Grey's Anatomy. And I love it. Like, I love making the videos. I enjoy the program. I'm on season 6 and it's getting so good. Like, I feel like the first couple of seasons, they were good, but it was so much setting up. And now I'm on like season 6 and well into it. I'm like, I love these people, most of them. But yeah, I think it's been a really fun like project. It's been a really fun journey. Let's use that. It's been a journey. It's been a really fun journey to just watch Grey's Anatomy. With a whole like 50,000 people effectively who are watching it with me and talking me through it, and like, oh, it's just so fun. And I haven't planned anything for this year yet. I know I want to carry on making content. I know I want to carry on making more long form content on YouTube. I might react to some things that I've not listened to or watched before. I really don't know. If you've got any ideas, drop them in the comments because I'm kind of out. But yeah, I have had the best time in the last year, in 2022. The one thing that was constant in my life last year was TikTok, basically making videos. Like, I had a really turbulent year. It was one of the best years of my life because my second child was born, and she's amazing. She's beautiful. She's so clever. She's just the cutest. And then everything else apart from that just kind of fell apart. And I feel like from January to literally like the end of the year, it was from start to finish, things just kept going wrong, and it was really difficult and hard to deal with. It was a horrible year for loads of people that are close to me, and TikTok and then Instagram and YouTube were the only things that were constant from start to finish that I could escape into, that I could just be silly and be stupid and not have to worry so much about it, because it wasn't real life. Like, it doesn't affect my real life massively. And there were a couple of times when it did affect my real life, when people were horrible. I had mean comments and mean DMs, and there was one point where it was really awful. And you can turn it off. I deleted Twitter. I didn't read comments, and I turned it off. You can't do that with real life. So I'm really grateful, basically, for what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say, get emotional. I'm very grateful for everybody, all of you, in 2022, whatever social media channel you found me on, watched me on. Just grateful for it. So this year, I really, really want to just kind of up it a little bit. I want to do more content and make more meaningful content too, and just really kind of have more fun. And yeah, so that was my roundup, really. That was my, I don't know what that was. that was my how to grow on TikTok, and also a roundup of my 2022 on the internet. That'll do. That's exactly what it is. So yes, the 3rd of January, I'm really looking forward to this year. I'm speaking it into existence that 2023 is going to be an amazing year. I'm going to achieve lots. I'm going to be happy. My family and my friends are going to be happy and healthy and wealthy. We aren't. But I just want this year for all of us and all of you to be amazing, and just thank you very much for everything you've done over the last year. And let's carry on. And yeah, I will see you soon with some kind of content. Let me think about it and I'll get back to you. Okay? Bye.